welcome to my channel. I'm going to close out the show with a Tupac. Who do you believe in? I don't know why, it just seemed appropriate. Before we get into it, I want to thank you for coming and thank you for your support. Thank you for everything that you do to me and to my channel. I appreciate it so much. I always put the artist links in the description of their playlist so you can support them as well. But I put the link to the song that I'm reacting to in the description of the video. I also put a link in there from Wikipedia if I can find anything that makes sense and is relevant. I don't put the link to the reaction request form because I'm not currently accepting new requests. I've got over 3,200. Yes, you heard that right, 3,200 in my queue. I've gotten it down some, but I still have a ways to go. I hope you understand. But I do live stream on Sunday for 2 hours. This Sunday will begin the winter time, and the time changes in Dallas, so I'll be beginning at 5 p.m. UTC, not 4 p.m. Okay? 5 p.m. Make sure you set that on your calendar. And I go for 2 hours, and I take requests from the chat. So come on Sunday, ask for a reaction, you'll get it live. So this is Tupac. Who do you believe in? This is going to be interesting.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, dear nigga down here, before I go to sleep, tell me who you believe in. I see mothers in black crying, brothers in packs down, plus everybody's high, too doped up to ask why. Watching our own downfall, witness the end. It's like we don't believe in God, cause we living in sin. I asked my homie on the block why he strapped, he laughed, pointed his pistol as the cop called, passed the blast. It's just another murder, nobody mourns no more. My teardrops getting bigger, but can't figure what I'm crying for. Is it the miniature caskets, little babies, victims of a straight from drug dealers gone crazy? Maybe it's just the drugs, visions of how the block was. Crack came and it was strange how it rocked us. Perhaps the underlying facts they hide explain genocide. It's when we ride on our own kind. What is it we all fear? Reflections in the mirror, we can't escape fate. The end is getting nearer. Who do you believe in? I put my faith in God, blessed and still breathing. And even though it's hard, that's who I believe in. Before I'm leaving, the mask and the grieving. Who do you believe in? Who do you believe in? I put my faith in God, blessed and still breathing. And even though it's hard, that's who I believe in. Before I'm leaving, the mask and the grieving. Who do you believe? Can't close my eyes cause all I see is terror. I hate the man in the mirror cause his reflection makes the pain turn realer. Times of Armageddon, murder in mass amounts. In a society we're only getting the cash counts. I started out as a beginner, into the criminal lifestyle, became a sinner. I make my money and vacate, evade prison. Went from the chosen one to outcast, unforgiven. And all the Hennessy and weed can't hide the pain I feel inside, you know. It's like I'm living just to die. I fall on my knees and beg for mercy, not knowing if I'm worthy, living life thinking no man can hurt me. So I'm asking before I lay me down to sleep, before you judge me, look at all the shit you did to me. My misery, I rose up from the slums, made it out the flames in my search for fame. Will I change? I'm asking, who do you believe in? I put my faith in God, blessed and still breathing. And even though it's hard, that's who I believe in. Before I'm leaving, the mask and the grieving. Who do you believe in? Who do you believe in? I put my faith in God, blessed and still breathing. And even though it's hard, that's who I believe in. Before I'm leaving, the mask and the grieving. Who do you believe in?
Faith in Allah, believe in me and this plastic. Cause so far I done witnessed too many dead niggas in caskets with their chest plates stretched like elastic. And what's worse, I'm on front line, holding down camp, still mashing. Heard my cousin, one of the old heads from the block, just came home October 95 back in Yardsville, stuck with a 3 to 5 if he don't act up. Now he realize if you don't stay wise, then in this game you fuck. Talk to my baby girl, give me the word on what she heard. One of the Grammys, a snitching diamond, a stoop pigeon. I talked to him, he said he didn't. My man said he did. In fact, he's sure, cause he just came home off a bed.
Now tell me, who do you believe in? I put my faith in God, blessed and still breathing. And even even though it's hard, that's who I believe in. Before I'm leaving, I'm asking the grieving, who do you believe in? Who do you believe in? I put my faith in God, blessed and still breathing. And even though it's hard, that's who I believe in. Before I'm leaving, I'm asking the grieving, who do you believe in? Who do you believe in?
Who do you believe in? Is it Buddha, Jehovah, or Jah?
Before I'm leaving, I'm asking the
Is it Jesus? Is it God? Or is it just yourself? Definitely not to be imposed being a demon, because this is the joy of believing men to believe in yourselves. But for sure, the higher power resides only to ride in the heart of the truth. From the soul of the man, for truth never has an alibi in the poetry or in its realm. That's what pulls all words together, just to understand that every man is his own man, and only man can satisfy the man. Only the soul of the man, the feelings of the man, the fulfilledness of the man. You can't shake the man when you feel the man. You know the man, and you gotta call yourself because you are that man.
Who do you believe in? I put my faith in God, blessed and still breathing.
Blessed and still breathing, even though it's hard.
Who do you believe in? Who do you believe in? Put my faith in God,
Before I'm leaving,
even though it's hard.
I'm asking.
I'm leaving, I'm asking the grieving. Who do you believe in? Who do you believe in? Blessed and still breathing.
Oh, blessed.
Before I'm leaving, I'm asking the grieving. Who do you believe in? Who do you believe in? I put my faith in God, blessed and still breathing. And even though it's hard, that's who I believe in. Before I'm leaving, I'm asking the grieving. Who do you believe in? Who do you believe in? Put my faith in God.
Asking you.
That's who I believe in. Before I'm leaving, I'm asking the grieving. Who do you believe in? Who do you believe in? Blessed and still breathing. That's who I believe in. Before I'm leaving, I'm asking the grieving. Who do you believe in? Who do you believe in?
Well, that's the first time hearing that. Obviously, there'll have to be more. You can't get Tupac the first time. You can only get a little bit. But I'll tell you something that came to mind while I was listening to this. He's talking about how he believes in God, and it's hard. And that was somewhat the same subject as the last song we did, which was Dear God by Logic. And I don't know if you're going to understand this. And I don't even know if I understand it completely, but this is the thought that crossed my mind. The ghetto, or the hood, or whatever you want to call it, is the devil's heaven. It's a place where you can walk out your door in the morning and be shot. A place where you have to watch out every second of every day to make sure that you're safe. It's a place where you never know what's lurking behind the next corner, and it could be something really bad. It's a place where you watch your homies being dropped like flies, and you wonder why. It's the devil's heaven. It's the fulfillment of his vision of what life should be like on earth. And he's been very successful. Trapped people in drugs, trapped people in prison, trapped people in lives where they're scared to go out during the nighttime, maybe sometimes even during the day, where they can't sleep at night without hearing gunshots, where they never know when someone's going to break into their home and steal from them or beat them or kill them. That's the devil's heaven. That's what he desires for all of us. and he's accomplished it to some degree. He hasn't perfected it yet, but he's gotten a pretty good example of his kind of heaven on earth. You know, I never lived in a ghetto. I don't live in a ghetto. I have no concept of what it's like to live like that. But I know that some of you that watch me do. And maybe you can tell me if I'm wrong. Maybe you can tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about. But I think I've described it pretty accurately. And Tupac, ooh, I don't know who those other people were singing. The guy that talked at the end and the guy who rapped. I don't know who those were. Tell me who those were. He continues, every time I listen to him, he continues to amaze me with the complexity of his music and the depth of the lyrics and just the genius of the way that he did things. You know, he's a different cat. He really is. Or he was. I'm sorry. I would have loved to have met him. But when he was alive, I was being told he was a thug. And he died like a thug. But he wasn't. He was a poet and a genius. And a voice crying out from the wilderness for his generation. I pray that no matter what your circumstances are, no matter how difficult it may be, that you can find quiet time to be alone with God, and that you can get to know Him, and that you can ask Him for things and He will give them to you. And you can ask Him for understanding and He will give you that as well. And I pray that He does that for you, especially in the coming days. And I pray that He does that for every single person that you love as well. So until tomorrow, this is the Vietnam Era Vet signing off.